blocked or whiffed entirely, and when the second and third hit land, you get the launcher. And the damage you get afterwards is honestly pretty darn good, but the odds of actually landing this is not very high, especially at a competitive level. The only way I could ever see it happening is if the opponent whiffs a very long recovery move, and you just try to punish it with this. Because that second hit does have a ton of range on it, but honestly, I kind of do still wish they would change the credentials for that crushing blow. It just doesn't seem very likely to happen, and I hate when crushing blows are basically never seen, even at low level. So if they did feel like buffing one thing about Jade, I'd say make that crushing blow a bit more reliable. Well, it is a bit risky, however, that second hit is an overhead, so instead you can do a Denian Spark. And now you have a 50-50 on block. Now you do live and die by this mix-up, because if the opponent blocks either one, it's now their turn, and if you're too close, it's a full combo punish for them. So it is very risky, but the mix-up is still there. So if you're good at reading the opponent, you have a really good 50-50 right here. Not to mention that first hit can be a pretty decent anti-air if the opponent's right about here when they land. You can catch them with both hits. So it is a somewhat decent anti-air. Back 2 is better, but this can also work in some situations. I use it quite a lot. And next up we have Tiny Dancer. There's a sneaky low here on the second hit, and it's also very safe on block as well. It's also pretty darn good for ending corner combos sometimes, so it's a somewhat useful string. You don't see it very much in the neutral, but it is safe, so it has that going for it, and as mentioned earlier, it's pretty darn good for ending corner combos since it has that knockdown. And then we have It Girl. This move is very, very good, but once again, you live and die by the mix-up. So that second hit is also an overhead. So if the opponent blocks the first hit, you can do a Denian Spark, and it's a pretty darn good mix-up. Now if they do start crouching, because you keep doing this over and over again, then you have a meterless combo starter, which is pretty darn cool. Just be wary of the timing. If you do it too early, that shadow kick will whiff, unless they block the first hit and get hit by the second, in which case you want to do it right away. It's kind of tricky in that regard, but once you learn how to combo consistently in both situations, this is a very, very good mix-up tool. And next up we have Fatal Attraction. This is your go-to move for ending combos most of the time, though the first 3 hits are dial-in, so if you don't do all 3, you won't even get the second hit, so just keep that in mind. You gotta have quick fingers. And then if you do want to do it in the neutral, since it is a very reliable mid-attack, it's pretty fast and has decent range, make sure if they block it, you want to do that 4th hit, since that is +5 on block. It's a pretty good way to keep yourself safe. However, do be warned that the opponent could flawless block and take their turn back, so don't be too predictable with it, especially if your opponent's really good. And then we have a Denian Rush. This attack actually hits low, so it's a good mix-up when you're right in the opponent's face. If they're scared and trained to constantly block, you have this overhead that starts off combos, or this low that can also start off combos. So it's pretty darn scary, especially in the corner with Deadly Butterfly. So you do have a 50-50, but Jade has to be very close for it to actually work. Even so, this low can be pretty scary, and it starts up pretty darn quick. And then we have Killer Charisma. I'm not sure how to feel about this string. I never honestly use it, though the damage is pretty darn high. So if you can combo into it consistently, it does net you more damage than a lot of other stuff like this. That's 3 hits, 85. This is 2 hits, and it gets 97. So it is better. It's not going to get it as reliably, especially online doing your combos, but it is a more damaging option if you do want to go for it. But outside of that, I don't see it being very useful. And then last but also least, we have My Pleasure. This string I don't recommend doing ever. I think it's meant to be a whiff punish or maybe even a low crush since she hops into the air.
Wow, True Underdog just told me not to use one of the moves I use all the time with Jade because it's bad.
Most of the time. I just don't recommend it at all. I say forget this string even exists unless you do want to do that godlike read.
I guess I should stop using it.
But I'm not even sure if that's very reliable, so I say if you want to main Jade, just go ahead and forget about this string. It's honestly not that useful unless you want to.
He's talking about the
Jade's attack string. She's honestly really darn good. I just wish this crushing blow was a bit better, but honestly she's still a very, very good character. So even if they don't change that, she's always going to be good as long as they don't touch her. But if they did make one change, I'd say make this a bit easier to get. Maybe make it on counter hit or as a punish, something.
I can't finish my
let's have a look at her special moves. And once again, there's a ton of stuff to break down here, so let's start off with the Razor Ring. Now at first glance, a regular projectile with pretty darn slow startup. Here's the crazy part. If you amplify it, it's not only safe, but it's +7 on block. So on hit, it's a mix-up, and on block, it's also great for pressure. It's honestly a really, really good projectile, far better than it deserves to be. So don't forget about this move. If the opponent ever blocks your stuff, you can amplify this move and keep yourself plus on block. It's really, really good. And then we have the Air Razorang, which is still really, really darn good. Now, on block, it's pretty dangerous to do up close. It's very minus, but if you enhance it, it's completely safe, so it's really darn good. And if you enhance it, you also stay in the air for a very, very long time. So any characters with really strong ground game or just low to the ground projectiles, even higher projectiles that aren't specifically anti-airs, this dodges pretty much every single one. It's a really
I really tried to make a comeback. I really did.
And that second one, by the way, will always catch you. Even if you're at full screen, you have to block it. It's really, really good. So Air Razorang, easily one of the best things in Jade's kit. Very good. Just as good as the ground Razorang, but for different reasons. And then we have the upward Razorang. Not as good as...
I felt the same. I guess I don't use my special moves that much.
The other two, but still has its purposes. It could be an anti-air, though the down two is better, and if they're outside that range, you want to do back two. So it's not the best anti-air. Instead, oddly enough, the enhanced version can be good for combos, though it's very, very specific. So while the upward Razorang isn't quite as useful, it does still dodging shadows. Pretty straightforward move. Once Jade turns purple, she is immune to all projectiles. So not only is she a great zoner and has pretty good ways to already dodge projectiles, but this just makes her even better at it. Now if she gets hit, this does go away, so you can't be right in the opponent's face when doing it. And if you're too close when activating, they do have time to punish you. It recovers fairly quick, but not quick enough to avoid a punish when you're about this distance. So you want to be much further away when setting it up. The cool thing is once you go purple, the opponent can't threaten you with any kind of projectiles. It's really, really cool. And then we have a Denian Spark. Not much to say. Fast-moving, low-hitting projectile, so as mentioned earlier, pretty good mix-up if the attack string normally ends in an overhead. You just do this instead, and now you have a 50-50. Now, it is blockable, but it's very tough to do, especially online. It's pretty tough to react to, so it's a great projectile. Even from a distance, it can be pretty darn good if the opponent's not expecting it, but most of the time you're going to use Razorang, but still, it's a really good projectile, great for mix-ups, very fast, and hits low. Still a great projectile. And next up, we have Temptation. This is a parry attack, so it's pretty darn good as far as parries go. And then if you enhance it, you get a bit more damage, and if you enhance it twice, you get a crushing blow. Now, you might not see it very often since Jade does prefer to keep her distance, but it's still a pretty darn good parry. Just do be warned, parries do not work on jump ins or low attacks. So if you get too predictable, the opponent's going to start sweeping you or just doing short hops, all that crazy stuff. So don't abuse it, but it's still a pretty good parry. And then we have Deadly Butterfly. Now, during the stress test, this move was a bit more useful, since this attack did not actually start off combos, so instead you would do this and cancel into Deadly Butterfly. But now this move does combo, Deadly Butterfly is not nearly as useful. It's actually fully punishable according to frame data, but it's not as long on block, so a lot of people don't know how to correctly punish it. Even in Combo Breaker, a lot of pros were not punishing this move despite it being unsafe according to frame data. So there is that going for it, but honestly, outside of a few corner combo options, it's not that good of a move anymore.
I hate that that's so fast that it connects to teleport.
This move has crazy good range and it's great for ending combos. However, it is a high attack, so the opponent could duck under it, and it's also very, very unsafe on block. So either way, you're in trouble if you don't use it correctly. However, if you do land it twice in a row, you get a very damaging crushing blow. Flashy stuff. And yes, you can enhance that still if you want a bit extra damage. And since you do end most of your combos with this attack, just do one combo and then wait it out, wait for a good whiff punish, and then bam, you get your crushing blow. So it's actually not that hard to get reliably, even in a competitive setting. And that's about it for Jade's attack strings in this first tournament variation, and I honestly do think it's the better of the two. So next up, let's have a look at her second variation and see if there's any ways we could improve it and make it a bit more tournament vibe variation. And you also lose access to her Air Razorang, which is very, very good. And you also don't have her Denian Spark anymore. And that's why I think you don't ever see this variation at high level. You just lose access to too many key things. But let's go ahead and talk about these new special moves. So first up, we have Pole Vault. This attack is safe on block and leaps into the air, so it does avoid a lot of attacks, including certain high attacks. And since it is rather fast, it can be hit confirmed fairly easily. And then if you enhance it, you get a bit more damage, though you do have to enhance it before it actually lands, so it's a bit of a gamble. However, if you go purple, and then run all the way in from downtown, and then hit...
I'm not running from downtown. I'm not downtown.
Most of the night? I'm calling Jason.
Why?
Because he's been gone for like an hour.
Probably passed out.
I doubt it. We would hear him.
Oh, for sure. He didn't answer. Oh, you just hung up. I'm on my way home. When did you leave?
What?
Especially without saying anything. Oh my gosh.
Oh. You put yourself back in the corner, Doctor.
No, I didn't. The game did.
When did you? I'm gonna say, when did you leave?
Don't I get a mercy?
I already mercied you.
Oh. No, no, no. I hate when moves go through moves for no explanation.
No explanation.
I gave up because there was no point in me fighting right there because I had a.
Oh.
So it seems when I try to block that attack twice in a row, the second time it doesn't work out. Oh, here we go again. I haven't been going purple for the longest time.
I noticed. Hello? Hang on, hang on, hang on. Bring us to us here. I want some Da-Baddie meat.
Ew, she's like, back away. She's like, ew, she's like, get away. Realistically, I'm trying to do the string, but my buttons aren't working. That's what I was trying to do.
It took about many times. No!
If you see me doing that pole wiggle multiple times, I'm trying to do the... I don't know what it's called.
The waggle. The pole waggle.
I'm mad.
I kind of just wait for you. I always know that you're like break away from that, so I just kind of wait till you do. It's not like I know you're a scorpion. I know you hate being told this, but yes, it is that predictable.
I mean, but like, I can't change it up because that's me losing health, and I gotta get out of a combo.
Yeah.
You really don't want to try to get out of a combo unless you know it's going to kill you.
From what?
I mean, sometimes I rarely get comboed in online though, so I don't really know.
Yeah, you don't know the struggle.
I really don't. It's like I'm really high in the air, then I'll break away. Oh. Leave me alone, dude. You smell musty.
I didn't push.
Oh no. No!
I don't change this variation. This variation ain't the T for me.
Yeah, it's just because you don't have that little sweep.
I don't have that sweep.
You don't have that little green sweep thingy.
Yeah.
And it makes it kind of easy because all I have to do is just block your kick.
I kind of feel like I kind of well, never mind. I can't say I kind of came out the gate with my Sonya today because you were having issues, but I felt better.
I was gonna tell John something more for that. Oh, John, when are you getting paid? John,
What's up?
when are you getting paid?
Thursday. 2 days from now.
You gonna get that game Thursday?
Sorry, there's something like. You know what? Screw it. Yeah.
I bet.
It's only $5, so.
Yeah, there's a game for $6 sometimes. Oh, not bad.
Like a porn star.
Yeah.
See how I didn't break out of that one?
Yeah. Which is good. That's good. Ooh. And the wake ups too is what's killing me. Now you don't have any meters, so now I can just combo you. That's why I don't do wake ups. That's why I have so much defensive meter all the time, because wake ups are like terrible.
I remember combo breakers.
Do you miss combo breakers?
I do. I was feeling cute for a second. Oh, see how like I had plenty of opportunity. You see how like I got all
How you got a tier 5?
I got all I don't know what happened.
What are you talking about, What, John? What did you say about a tier 5 skin?
How you got a tier 5 skin?
Oh yeah, there are other gods that are legendary. Where's Afros? Oh, that was the first time I actually hit you.
What I do? Like, I know that. I know you're trying to jump out this corner, and I'm trying to punish it.
I should have hit you.
This is why I love Noob, because there's so many, like, options, like, I've got so many, you jump in the air, teleport. You miss a projectile, teleport.
Oh my gosh, this better be a brutality.
I mean, it is, you want me to do it?
I mean, you already merced me.
I did.
Yeah,
I'll do this.
I'm disappointed.
I mean, it is a brutality, I just did it on motion.
No, that like...
You're getting better, though.
I mean, but it's like... Characters, like, no character is the same in this game. Everybody's unbalanced in different ways. And like... I just felt robbed. Like, it could have been Cetrion that they could have nerfed and made her a bad character. I don't know, no, my bad, it had to be a legendary character. It could have been Cabal, I don't know. It just had to be Sonya. Like, she had so many different mix-ups in X. And now I have to rely upon her rings to be able to do stuff.
So you waited for me to teleport. That's good.
But like, somehow you always get me with that sweep, and I don't know if I'm just not holding on the block long enough. Oh, I didn't finish that string. Yeah.
If I didn't go block. I didn't know it was a string. Because I've never seen that string before.
Because I never do it because it's slow. Sonya has a lot of slow startups. There's a ton of stuff that you haven't. Well, I've shown more of my Jade strings than my Sonya's, even though Jade is like a slower character. See, it's this. It's kind of like a. It's kind of a command grab, kind of. Oh, I messed it up again.
Did it get nerfed? Did that get nerfed? Is that what got nerfed?
No, what got nerfed was that. And remember, it goes into a crushing blow. It's for a longer combo. That's what got nerfed. And her damage. That. No, okay, I messed it up again. I don't know, I can't do it.
Do you think Noob Saibot needs nerfed?
No, I don't think it needs nerfed. I just think the way I play, I have an idea of what I'm gonna do, but I don't think about what the other person's gonna do to counter it. And then when it gets countered, I don't know what to do after that, you know? And I think that's just how I play.
That's what Jason told me one day. The first time I met Jason, he was like, "You're the first person ever who's countered my jumps." And I was like, "Well, I have a hook grab that grabs you out the air. Might as well." Oh, you should have. Do you not have any options? Okay, you have that.
No, I was trying to fake you out to get you to teleport. I was
Now you. Oh wait, you can't come here. You come here, I lose. Oh yeah. Well, I was gonna do that fatal blow, but I have to have more than 50% health, which is dumb. Oh wait, no I don't. Do I get a mercy?
obviously look at my health.
No, no, okay. This nigga walked to the corner. I'm dead.
I just think I don't, like, I'm a Scorpio and I can read people, but I can't in video games, like, you know? Like, I'm really bad at that. I just think I don't know how to read my opponent.
Well, I don't know who they are, Dad. No.
I want to show you that move that you were like, whoa, I've never seen that before. It's like it's kind of like a Kamehameha type thing. I was looking at my moves, my bad.
I'm doing some blocking high.
I was looking at my move list.
Oh, I didn't know. That was an accident. I'm done. I have options. She got a little bit of cakes.
It's bad. She has more cake than Cassie.
That is kind of bad.
That is kind of tragic. I'm blocking low, and you're not hitting an overhead on me, so I don't know how you're hitting me.
I have an overhead. That's not what we're using it. I'm gonna assume that you didn't need to spam that twice.
I didn't. Dang, now I got myself in the corner.
That was an accident.
I have to realize my down triangle isn't good if I'm not Jade.
Facts.
Ooh, the fact that you can grab it. Oh my gosh, armor! Armor! Armor!
Wow.
Well.
Well.
Armor!
You sound pressed.
I'm past pressed.
Just because your characters are cocky. You play some cocky characters, don't you?
Why can't I get that? There you go, that's what it is. I do? I don't think, well, no, Sonya is cocky. But she's not like cocky in this game. Because Ronda Rousey's her voice actor.
Oh.
Grab me out of my punch. This game. I didn't mean to do that anti-air. I mean, obviously.
That's not gonna kill you, by the way.
Well, since Mortal Kombat seems to always work in your favor, it might as well.
Might as well.
Exactly, like I said, it might as well. I might as well as be dead.
Oh!
Oh! That was a battle. Who's
Faster. Mine's faster.
your everything is faster.
You're a faster puncher than me, Dante.
But I just like to be defensive, and that's why this doesn't work out for me.
I don't know why. Especially with Sonya, like, defense is not her strong suit.
Oh.
People have told me online that I'm a really good corner trapper, but I don't see it.
It's just like nobody can get out of the corner, because tell me, besides Noob Saibot and what is it, Spawn, who else has a move that pulls people in the corners? I mean, I guess you can say that this will never see. No, it only goes to the other side if it's enhanced.
Oh, I tried to back triangle, but it wouldn't come out.
It's because like Noob Saibot has everything. He has I think he's the perfect character for this game.
He is, to be honest. Is this what we're gonna do? Is this what we're doing, Dante? What are you trying to do? I don't know what you're trying to do.
My inputs.
Alright, I'm gonna stop that jump from happening ever again.
Oh, that should be a pop-up. It used to pop. They just completely nerfed Sonya. For whatever reason. They just loved to nerf her. They said, ooh, let's play that game again. We're gonna nerf Sonya. What are we gonna nerf this time?
Spin that nerf wheel!
Not spin that nerf wheel! I'm impressed!
Spin that nerf wheel! And it just says Sonya, Falcon.
He said shit.
I'm dead, by the way.
Unless I'm bad. I can't brutality you because I'm not good. Against you. I'm not good against you.
And then that dartboard just says Sonya, and like a little tiny little dot.
Shao Kahn.
Dot. No. The smallest dot is Noob, and then this one chunk is Shao Kahn.
Not the smallest.
So small you can't even see it.
I'm pressed. I'm just like, somebody in office is like, I really want to nerf them rings. Let's nerf them rings. Let's see if I can get them rings. Oh, I can see right there on the board. Damn, it's her uppercut. It's okay. Let's give her a bad uppercut. It's okay.
Alright, hold on. Voice actress, here we go.
Oh!
Let's go! That's funny.
That is funny and probably accurate.
Probably is accurate. Damn, you jumped. Look at that. I mean, she still does decent damage. She just has to work for it now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start punishing you when you do that.
Ah! I never count your fatal.
Because I never really do it. Unless it's in a combo. I don't like doing it out of a combo.
Alright.
Damn. See, I have to be fast to counter that. It's not like my teleport's not that fast.
Against Sonya, it's, I don't know.
I don't know why I did that.
Oh, but you know that low. It's a savior.
You right.
I love how my anti-air like always go, and you're always going for a low.
Slow is a hoe.
Low is a hoe. She a dirty hoe.
I call her Flow Low.
Not flow low.
Oh. Damn. Nice.
Thank you. I never see this one, ever. I don't see a lot of people play Sonya anymore.
I wonder why.
I wonder why too. Hey, let's go play that game. What should we nerf next?
Hang on, let me line it up, Scorpion? Oh no, no. Retry.
He said retries. Ed Boon said this game is over.